Is the termination of Harish Naik, UDC of the Excise Department, a farce? The government seems to be having lots to hide. Does it deny the fact that Harish Naik, UDC of Excise Department, misappropriated money? Has the government filed any FIR against him? There are allegations that he had forged bank slips and was issuing fake excise challans with original excise stamps. It is an open and shut case of forgery. So, why was no FIR filed? When I had asked questions in the assembly, first I asked it on 9th August 2023, LAQ number 24, unstarred LAQ. I specifically asked question A, whether any FIR has been registered in relation to the excise scam discovered at Perne Excise Office. If so, details thereof, if not, reasons therefore. The answer given by Dr. Pramod Sawant, Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, who is Minister of Finance, under whose department excise comes, answered this to me. Sir, the matter has been referred to the Vigilance Department stroke ACB for further investigation. Now, I will tell you something, whenever FIR is registered, I do not say necessarily the police must run and register an FIR. They can conduct a preliminary inquiry, and if in the preliminary inquiry prima facie it is found that it is a fit case to register an FIR, then they must register an FIR. Certain cases where it is open and shut, where there is a murder, there is somebody struck with blood with a knife, there is no question of conducting preliminary inquiries, directly you can register murder cases. So, when this answer came to me, the first impression of mine as a lawyer would be, yes, they have referred to Vigilance Department, which means probably a preliminary inquiry is being conducted, but the preliminary inquiry cannot go on forever. So, on 6th February 2024, I again asked this question, and this starred LAQ number 16A on 6th February 2024 with the subject Perne scam and excise leakages. My first question was the nature and extent of excise scam in Perne excise station with details of the manner in which the scam was committed and the approximate loss to the government. The answer was again by Dr. Pramod Sawant, the Honorable Minister for Finance, who is the Chief Minister, and the Minister of the Excise Department. He answered, Sir, the Excise Department has detected a case of misappropriation of license renewal fees of approximately rupees 27.78 lakhs. The next question I ask is the details of the action taken and the status thereof. And answer is 1 UDC and 2 excise inspectors have been placed under suspension, and the matter of misappropriation of funds have been referred to the Vigilance Department ACB for further investigation. So, this means it remains, status remain the same. My question was about FIR being filed. There is no FIR which has been registered. Is the government scared that names of someone may be exposed? Was Harish Naik, the UDC, collecting money for someone else? Do you think that this termination order will stand? Clearly it is no, and I will tell you why. Just look at the termination order. The first paragraph says the disciplinary proceeding was initiated against Harish Naik, upper division clerk, and informs what are the provisions. Then it says Harish Naik submitted his written statement of defense, which was found unsatisfactory, and accordingly an inquiry authority was appointed to inquire into the charge. And whereas the inquiry authority conducted the inquiry in accordance with the prescribed procedure and submitted his report dated 9/7/2025 holding the charges as proved, and whereas copy of the inquiry report was furnished to Harish P. Naik with a memorandum dated so and so, and his representation thereon has been duly considered, and after careful consideration of the inquiry report, the representation submitted by the charged officer and all material available on record, the undersigned being the disciplinary authority, has come to the conclusion that the charges proved are of a grave nature and warrant imposition of the CVS major penalty. And then finally, is dismissed from government service, which shall ordinarily be a disqualification for future employment under the government. This is all fine, it looks very nice, but if I was to be consulted as a lawyer, I would tell you just by one look this order will go and be thrown in a dustbin. I will tell you why. This Harish Naik did not come and say, yes, I have done it, please forgive me, which means he has not admitted it. On the contrary, Harish Naik put up a defense, that is in paragraph 2 which I read, submitted his written statement of defense which was found unsatisfactory. Yes, you are right, it may be unsatisfactory, but the question is, what do you do? What is the procedure to be done? You appointed an inquiry officer, the inquiry officer has conducted his inquiry. First, any disciplinary inquiry requires charge to be framed. So, what are the charges? After the charges are framed, then you appoint an inquiry officer. The inquiry officer conducts the inquiry, records statements, cross examination, everything happens, and after that inquiry officer makes a report. If the disciplinary authority is not conducting the inquiry himself, but conducting inquiry through someone else like the inquiry officer, then the report of the inquiry officer must be given to the charged delinquent official, which was done in this case, and he has submitted his representation, which also shows here. But finally, the order must say, in a termination order, remember this, and this is a basic fundamental principle of law, you must set out what is the case against him, you must set out what is the charge against him, you must set out what is his defense to each of the charges which has been made, and after that you must say what has been held by the inquiry officer, and below that you have to analyze all these things and say what is your decision on this matter. All this is missing. This is like a one-page order, and in this one-page order all this is missing. So, what do I have to think about it? What is this termination order? If it does not have these basic requirements, it is bound to be set aside, and if it is going to be set aside, the suspicion is going to come like this. Why was it done like this? Firstly, no registering of an FIR, but giving him such kind of a dismissal order which he can challenge, and he will definitely get it set aside. See, morality is one thing, legality is another thing. Even if a man is really guilty of murder or rape or anything, every judicial procedure and every court says give him a fair hearing, give him option of hearing, and give reasons for what he has to be hanged. If this is missing, this order is bound to go. Now, no FIR, such kind of a sketchy order which is going to go gives me suspicion to believe ते कोंकणी म्हणटात ते बाबा ही ऑर्डर दिल्या तुका ही बेश्टी दिल्या, तूं वच कोर्टां वच चॅलेंज कर, मागीर लोक किसतलो आनी 3-4 वर्सांनी तूं जिखतलो हायकोर्टान, मागीर तूं परत यो आनी आमी लोकांक सांगया मागीर कोर्टान तुका परत घायला, आमी केलें आमकें करपाक, लोकांक फटयलें, आनी तूं आनी कांय म्हणनाका, तुजेर FIR घायनात आनी तुका थिंग सोडटले आमी कित्याक तूं तोंड बंद कर, आतां तुका दिलें हांवें, नाल्यार तुवें तोंड उक्तें केल्यार आमी तुका अरेस्ट कोतले, तूं जेलीं पडटलो आनी तुगे लायफ काबार जातली. असले सरकार करूं सोदतना आनी असली ऑर्डर सरकार असले ऑफिसर दितात जाल्यार एक पानाचो ऑर्डर सामकी सॅटिस्फायड जातली ती. दुबाव आसा, सरकार कितें करूं सोदता, गोवा म्हणटा ही ऑर्डर टर्मिनेशनाची ही कंप्लीट फार्स म्हणलो जोक तो, आनी एका घरा बरें करून धाडपाक ऑनराद म्हूण धाडपाक मागीर पळय कितें जातलें हांव कितें म्हणटा. ही फकाणां केलां सरकारान, आनी सरकारा फरें इंट्रस्ट आसा जाल्यार असली ऑर्डर पास करपाचें न्ही आनी FIR घालून ताका भितर उडोवपाचो.